Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to North Dakota Today. If you're looking for a heartwarming story, then you look no further. Buddy the Dog is a new book that is based on real life, and we have the author in studio with us today to talk about it. So good morning, Gretchen.
Thanning you. Thank you for having me this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining us. So I was actually reading through this book, and it's so adorable. We were just talking about it. Everyone loves dogs, and when there's a book about a dog's adventure, I just get so teary-eyed. It's just, I love dogs. I love animals in general. So tell us about Buddy the Dog.
So this dog had a great story. A long time ago, our son was injured by a dog, and he needed counseling because he was afraid of dogs, afraid of stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Put him into counseling. Into counseling, they told us to get a dog. But we had 4 little kids at the time, and I thought, I don't have time to take care of a puppy. 2 years later, this full-blooded golden retriever was running around our home. And the next day, he was following our son and got hit by a car and popped his eye out. So I took him to the veterinary clinic, and I called the veterinary clinic. I called the sheriff's office saying I had this stray dog running around. The veterinarian looked at me and said, "You need to keep this dog. He'd be good for your son."
Oh my gosh.
My husband and I stood there and thought, well, what are we going to do now? The veterinarian said it's about an 18-month-old golden retriever. I've never seen this dog before. And no one ever stepped forward to claim this dog.
Oh, wow.
So we brought him home and named him Buddy, but we were told and he was going to be blind in one eye, and he was blind in one eye. So he had to live his whole life with a disability in his eye. But he wanted love, he wanted affection, he wanted a family. So we became Buddy's new family, and he brought us great joy, a little damage to the house and the yard.
Oh, I bet.
But he provided us with so much entertainment too, and also the story of living with a disability in his life.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh, that is such an adorable story. Like, thank you for sharing with that. Have you ever heard of like the pet distribution system? It's like when random like stray will come up and they just kind of pick their family.
Well, and that's what we felt like. He kind of picked us. He was really sent, you know, almost from heaven to heal our son, to heal our family. And no one ever stepped forward to claim this full-blooded, neutered golden retriever.
Oh, wow.
So he was somewhere, but we live in Watford City. Everybody knew we had this dog. And he just landed in our family. We adopted him, kept him. His eye was very damaged. He did not wear an eye patch. That is definitely part of the illustration. I met a wonderful illustrator because I thought this dog had such a great story to tell. I met the illustrator, and she's wonderful. Her name is Emily Hagan. She lives in Fargo. And she loves drawing animals the most. We put an eye patch on him because I didn't want to frighten children as they were reading the book. So the book is about Buddy's adventures and how no one likes him because he looks different. So the story is really the tale of accepting others for looking different and being kind to others always. So I'm giving all my proceeds to the book are going to Ann Carlson facility in Jamestown.
Oh, lovely.
As children there need extra love and affection, and they're children like all children, and they want to be accepted and loved, and like Buddy the dog. So I draw that analogy when I speak in classrooms or do speaking engagements about just be kind to others no matter how they look.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, that is so inspiring. So I know that we talked about a little bit just before this interview that this is kind of a side gig for you. This isn't a full-time job. So what inspired you to get into being an author and writing books?
You know, I just have always enjoyed creative writing. When I was in college, I took all the creative writing classes. I just enjoy writing. I think it's just an outlet for creativity. So I'm going on. Book 2 is in pre-production. It's a story of Buddy. He's going to meet a friend named Ruby the reindeer. It's a Christmas story, and she would like to be on Santa's sleigh, but she's not big enough and strong enough. So Buddy's going to call in his friends to help out.
Oh, lovely.
So there'll be some new animals will be introduced into this book. Book 3, my son and I are going to write together, called Heal. And it'll be the story of the trauma that he went through and eventual healing that this dog provided. And hopefully encourage people that are dealing with trauma to seek counseling. I think that would help, and especially in this day and age of everything we have going on in our world, to seek counseling. And then book 4 is going to be all the antics and things that this dog did to my house. And I bet. Fun of the dog could get in the house every day, and I didn't know why toys were landing on the lawn. The dog was getting in the house every day and bringing toys outside.
Oh, wow.
I think he was heard he was sleeping on the sofa and doing all kinds of funny things. So he was a great dog that just really dropped into our lives to heal us.
Absolutely. Yeah, and even with the little disability that he had, he's still 8 months old. He's going to to be a puppy. He's going to have all that energy, and that's so cute. That's so inspiring. So we kind of touched on the illustrations and the illustrator of the book. Do you want to go into more of the kind of illustrations that she's had here?
So we start out the book with Buddy as a puppy. We didn't really know him that well. We only had him for one day. He was about 14 months old, probably. Had this car accident. Actually, the pickup and the trailer missed my son, who was on his bicycle, and hit the dog.
Oh my gosh.
And then he followed my son up to a house where his eye was out and hanging. So we took him on an emergency trip quickly to the veterinary clinic.
Oh my gosh,
Where the veterinarian was aware of what had happened to my son, because my son used to go out to the veterinary clinic and hold and trust dogs and learn how to be around them again.
Yeah.
So I think the story is great, though.
Yeah.
So as it goes on through the way, the animals do not like him because he looks different. The prairie dog doesn't like him. The skunk sprays him. The porcupine quills him.
Yeah.
Which all of these things happen to country dogs, especially living in western North Dakota.
I was going to say.
He did all of these things.
Yep, I've had a couple dogs in my childhood, and they've definitely been sprayed by skunks multiple times. Yeah.
Or porcupine quills in a dog, and they get all over their face and tongue. The children find, when I read in classrooms, they find that part fascinating, with the quills in their tongue. They get on their tongue and their nose. You have to pull them out. I think my best picture that I love absolutely the most is the one at the very end where the raccoon is hugging Buddy. He's hugging him, and he's feeling the acceptance and the love of the animal friends, all wanting to play with him because they realize he's just a dog like every other dog, just wearing an eye patch, and he looks different, but he wants to play with them the next day. And he says, I can't wait.
Yes, I love it. All right, we have to get out of here, but where can people find your books?
So you can find my books on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. They're at Ferguson Books in Fargo, and I hope everyone buys one and enjoy Buddy the dog, enjoy the story, and look forward to the Christmas one coming out by Christmas time.
All right.
Perfect stocking stuffer.
Yes, lovely. All right, thank you so much, Gretchen, for coming on and telling us about that.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, coming up on today's show, we have Jeff from A Cutting Edge, and he's in studio to show us some sparkling new pieces. That's after the break.